Hey, welcome, Tom Benti Media. It's Tom Benti here, and I want to talk about the Oscars a little bit. I had a chance to see My Octopus Teacher, which is currently available on Netflix. And I have to be honest with you, when I first saw the coming attractions and just the poster for it, I was just confused as to what it was all about. I heard some buzz about it, but I had no idea what the film was about. And I kind of thought it looked corny and cheesy, and I wasn't really interested in it. But then I don't know. I was flipping through Netflix and I it came up again and I checked it out. And I have to be honest, this film just completely blew me away. It was so powerful. It was so in depth. It was so intriguing. It's something I'm going to remember for a really long time. And essentially, without giving too much away, it's really about this guy who free dives off the coast of, I think, West Africa in about 46-degree water without any wetsuit whatsoever. And he essentially befriends this octopus. And the footage is just amazing. But even more impressive than the footage itself is the humanity that you see in this octopus and how he develops a relationship with this octopus and how you feel empathy for this octopus. It's bizarre. I mean, when I think of octopus, this might sound a little ignorant, but I'm thinking of like calamari, at an Italian restaurant or something like that. You don't think of it as this breathing, living being with emotions and feelings and capabilities. It was just so amazing how they told this story and how they really just made you feel so much emotion and empathy for this octopus. It's just so compelling. I mean, at the end, you can feel tears welling up because you just have so much compassion for this octopus, something that you just would normally think of as like a blob of goo or gel or something. Like, you don't think of octopuses as being these beings, these creatures with like I said, these feelings and emotions and capabilities, and that's what this documentary did so magnificently. And it just makes you think about how you're in your own work, how you can create this type of content and how you want the audience to empathize with your characters and feel emotion for your characters, and doing it in a very organic way. This film was, it felt very real, it felt very genuine, it felt very organic. It didn't seem over the top, it didn't seem like this was forced in any way. And it just makes me think, as a filmmaker, as a creator, like how I can do that in my own stories, how I can take something that is so mundane and so banal and making it just so intriguing and engaging. And I mean, My Octopus Teacher, I just highly recommend it. I hope everyone gets a chance to take a look at it because it does this so well. And like I said, I mean, how can we take that type of mentality, that creative approach, and incorporate that in our own work? I mean, that's, as creators, that's what we should be doing. Is we should be looking at all the Oscar films, all the things we're seeing on Netflix, all the things we're seeing on Amazon Prime, on Hulu, all these great works, these great narrative works or documentary works that we're being accustomed to these days, and how we can translate that into our own stories. And we have so many great examples. Um, I think when you're viewing work like My Octopus Teacher, and you see the beauty in it and the magnificence in it, like, you just have to, as creators, you have to try to take that and make it into your own and make it organic to your own stories. And I think it's just a good lesson of empathy, of sympathizing with characters that you would normally even think of sympathizing with, of just telling a story very organically and from a very real standpoint, and just understanding and compassion that these filmmakers, how they approach this whole piece of work. I mean, I'm going to look into more detail of how it got all made, but especially, I mean, the most engaging part for me was how they really just made us empathize, and the humanity. I mean, that's what I'm going to say about My Octopus Teacher, is just the humanity. Oh, the humanity that they were able to provide this octopus. I thought was just so beautiful, man. It was just so compelling. But if you're into the ocean too, like me, and you like to free dive, and you're just into the water, and just being underwater. And I'm a surfer too, and I love the ocean. And from that standpoint, the footage was just so compelling as well. Um, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful film. I highly recommend it. You know, even if you're not into documentaries, even if you're not into the sea, even if you're not into the ocean, just the standpoint of telling a compelling story like that was just so amazing. So once again, as creators, right, we're looking at this content and we're trying to understand it and trying to see the intrinsic value in it and how we can incorporate that mentality into our own. We're looking at this content, we're viewing this content not only to be entertained, but because we're creators ourselves, we're looking to learn. And My Octopus Teacher has some great lessons in not only cinematography, in capturing visuals underwater, but really just providing empathy and humanity in a story that you would not really think of as a humanitarian story. So amazing work. I highly recommend it. Check out My Octopus Teacher on Netflix. It's really remarkable.